The art of the psychic. It is one that is unknown to most. Many want to explore, but few will venture into that realm. Lucky for you, we happen to be those few. We traveled around Manhattan to uncover the mystery and illusion of the psychic.
I want to believe in psychics, but I don't think I do.
All of my logic and reason tells me not to believe in them.
I don't think there's any predictability to life, really.
For myself, if I were to go to a psychic and have them predict my future, I don't really think it would be life-changing. I don't know how much I would believe it.
And Becca apparently is in the minority. According to a 2005 Gallup survey, about 3 in 4 Americans profess at least one paranormal belief. Specifically, 41% of them believe in extrasensory perception. And what contributes to these beliefs? It's doubtful that all of these believers have gone to see psychics themselves. Perhaps popular culture TV shows such as That's So Raven and Psych, depicting psychics as normal, everyday people, help to garner support for this kind of paranormal activity.
This is just deeply rooted psychic vibage.
Still, us skeptics wanted to see for ourselves. What do psychics do that make them seem legit to some and fake to others? What were your thoughts of psychics before this?
But they were kind of a scam.
I think a few of the psychics seem more legit because they had a nice setup.
A lot of the psychics we went to worked out of their own home, and we often had to walk through gross-looking hallways just to get to the room where the reading would be, and I think that just contributes to how phony these people actually are.
She said a lot of generic things that anyone could take to be like, wow, like that's really true of me.
You have a lot of lines in your hand.
There's no empirical evidence that they work. A lot of the results that they get are, for lack of a better word, mind games, playing on biases and sort of automatic manners of thinking that can be exploited.
You're a good person, a kind person, but people always try to take advantage of your nature. You have a strong business head, a strong business mind. You have a lot of great ideas.
Like she was like, you want love and happiness? And I was like, yeah, I think everyone does.
Money's not your main problem. What you're looking for is love, happiness.
It would be a fun experience if I got one that like kind of had some crazy stuff to say, but it doesn't make me believe in psychics.
Do you have change for what?
I think that's very deceiving to have a really, really nice setup, because I feel like the general public will see that and think, this is more legit than someone that just says $5 psychic. And they see the crystal balls and they see the rocks and they see all of that stuff and they think this is someone worthwhile, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think life is predictable in any sort of way, and I think that it's similar to kind of a zodiac where things are broad enough that you can just relate to them, or a BuzzFeed quiz.
They just put as a guy around you with the initials M, S, B, or J. You know what that may be?
M, S, B, or J.
But I don't think they know more about me than I know about me.
Yeah, because then someone with those initials has a very strong feeling to you.
They could tell you something minuscule about your future or about your life that won't necessarily impact it or change it in any way.
They focus on your future, focus on your career, focus on your school. Don't focus on your love life. Love will always be around you.
I think there's a sense of comfort in psychics, and it's nice to hear what you want to hear, and it's nice to hear that your future is going to be bright, that you're going to eventually find love, especially for people that are so uncertain about themselves.
Or you're meant to be very independent, you're meant to be very successful. Are you dating someone?
Am I dating someone right now?
Was you dating someone in the past? It was like a long-term relationship?
I'm in one right now, but it's
Since
not.
how long?
Like 6 months.
Okay. And he don't start with any of those initials? Or his name, nickname, or last name? He could be your soulmate. He wants you to be more sexually. Something that he wants from you. Do you open up to him easily, or it's hard for you to open up to him?
It's fairly easy.
What's something a little off that kept on happening?
She kept referring to my soulmate, whose name starts with an A, as a he.
And what's the issue?
She's a she.
Ain't shady, baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son. Big up Bartolini, meeny, money, mo, and flower. You're the chosen one.
You're out here for reading?
I think maybe one or two of us are gonna get
How
one.
old are you?
21.
Oh.
Maddie. It's the same song.
It's like eggs.
Shiva.
I can go.
Well, that.
And she gave me her cup.
Mind. You have goals. Shows me here that you have a very promising future. So yeah, I do see distractions. I do see you getting distracted.
I don't think they've necessarily been handed any sort of spiritual gift by the universe.
The psychic world, how do you know, like, this, how do you tell?
Well, this is a spiritual gift.
Oh,
That's how that happens. It's not an actual gift.
that's very interesting. The actual art of being a psychic is interesting, but then I also think that there are so many scammers out here, and I don't know, I don't want to just give my money to people, but you gotta do what you gotta do for a Sturpy project, am I right, ladies?
That's why you close your eyes, concentrate. How are you? Do you know anybody that's looking for a job, okay, to run my social media for me? Like a young person that would do like my Facebook and be on top of it?
I could do it.
He seemed impressed by the way.
Leisha went first, and she's kind of more hard to read, and Sarah would say something and Leisha wouldn't necessarily nod or fill in the blank for her, so it was kind of harder for Sarah to like hit the target of what exactly Leisha's like.
You have a very long lifeline, but you could be very difficult at times. Did you know that?
Even if she missed the mark, she would always kind of like backtrack and recover from it, saying like, oh well, if it didn't happen already, then it will happen in the future.
And who's the younger person that's like around your age that would look to me like it was a sibling? Who's the person you're not getting? Did you have a fallout with a friend or something? Well, then there will be.
But then with Rachel would like fill in the blank and like, she would say like, oh, this is true.
You're a procrastinator.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
It's hard for you to make decisions.
Yes.
You need to be creative. That's your forte.
Yeah.
You know that, don't you?
Yeah. I'm pursuing theater in college.
And that's why Rachel's reading was a lot more accurate than Leisha's.
Sarah picked up on some sort of gay energy for both Leisha and I, and didn't ask about it for Rachel or Maddie or anyone else.
You're straight. You're not bisexual.
Okay.
But you were wondering at one time. Tell the truth. Who's bisexual around you? Do you ever wonder if you are? Because you are attracted to girls, is that right? But why do I see bisexuality? Is there sometimes you're attracted to guys?
She accused me. She didn't ask. She was just like, you're attracted to women. I'm like, okay, you're right.
I see you around mountains in the future. Like maybe Arizona, California, Northern California.
I thought it was interesting how she told me to stay away from California, but told Leisha she's going to California. Whatever.
You stay away from California.
She was able to pick up things that people said before coming to her. Maddie had said to me literally like a day or two ago at lunch how she wants to work with kids in kind of like a therapy setting.
You ever thought about doing like any kind of psychology?
Yes, I have.
But what happened that was like, you know, a little bit upsetting to you? You had a very dark period.
I mean, my mom is sick. The $25 one is just better at psychoanalyzing people, and that's why she gives such accurate readings. But she definitely doesn't have any type of psychic power. It's so evident, because if she did, then she would be able to tell before me even saying it that my mom had cancer.
Okay, what was wrong with her?
Cancer.
Oh, that's a pretty dark period.
She just said a dark period, and then I filled in the blanks for her. She never came to the conclusion on her own. If anything, this experience has kind of showed me that they're even more fake.
I became Sarah, our favorite psychic's social media assistant, because she needs someone to help her with social media and computers, because she thinks that computers and phones give her bad energy and she has to stay away from that.
What really stands out to me the most with psychics is that there are different levels of them. Like some are more professional than others, and some definitely try harder than others. Because the $5 one gave me a 2-minute reading that was all super vague, and the $25 one tried to go more in depth.
I think that Sarah was definitely more legitimate than other ones, and I took more of what she said to heart.
I kept on thinking about it, thinking maybe she's right.
I don't think anything they said is set in stone. I don't think it's necessarily 100% true.
I believe that upon entering a psychic reading room, that they look at you and it's very, very easy to tell age and stuff. We go in there looking like the 17 and 16-year-olds that we are, and of course she tells us that we're not necessarily going to be doing in life what we're doing right now. She said that Rachel's not going to be involved in theater exactly the way she is right now, but why would you expect her to be involved in theater exactly the way she is in high school? People's careers evolve.
At first I thought everything that had to do with the psychic was a total scam, and that there was really no such thing. I don't necessarily believe otherwise, but I really do believe in a sense of intuition that they have. Just like how someone's good at writing and someone's good at sports, I think someone can be good at picking up cues.
I learned more about myself from how I reacted to the psychics than I did from what the psychics told me.
So, are there really people who have a third eye that sees into a realm deeper than the one we live in? Or are we being fooled? Well, you'll have to decide that for yourself.
So guys, we took a little detour to where? The Funky Cantaloupe. What is that?
Japanese erotica. Louis Werner. Who can play at that game?